So, I'm going to show you my delicious recipe for some pasta. Step one, you need your stuff already cut out because you don't want to, have something cooking and then be, oh my god, I need to spend fucking 5 minutes cutting this shite. So, I'm going to show you how to cut a freaking onion correctly. Step one, when you cut it in half so that it's flat, make sure that you get it. I probably should have not used comic for this video, you can't see it. But you cut it in half and you make sure that this part, the knuckle, is the part that you are keeping behind the cut. You see this one still has its knuckle. Now, the way I do it is you cut down like this, and I try to keep it centered. And see, onions have layers, so it saves you a shit ass load of time to just cut it this way. So you cut down, and then you cut it in whatever size piece you want. And as you can see, you have the knuckle holding all the weird stuff that you don't want to eat anyway already together. So doing it this way gives you an already nice, already falls apart little bits of onion. Alright, you want to get schmanchy, get you a bowl and just get all your ingredients together before you even put the oil in the pan. So same thing with your meat product. In this case I'm using pork because fuck Islam. So pork and onions. Delish. I'm not going to touch it again because I just washed my hands, but everything is about bite-sized the way I like it. So on to the next part. Don't be a nasty motherfucker. Use some of that there filtered water to make your food with. See, I don't know exactly how much Alex Jones you watch, but I'm willing to buy the whole glyphosate and fluoride issue. Now this Brita filter's not going to do much about the fluoride, but I'm pretty sure it gets other nastiness out, so it's the best I can afford right now until I get me some of that silver impregnated white ceramic. Now personally, I'm a big fan of the angel hair. It's the good shit. I'm also trying to be as Chad as can be, and I got me some of that there whole wheat pasta. Oh yes. Of course, don't forget to salt and oil your pasta water. Very easy on the salt. It's rather difficult, nigh impossible to deal with excessive salt flavors once you've put too much in. Just like 2 dashes. Psst, psst. Don't want more. And you can put more on later, blah 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 blah. Another little trick a friend of mine taught me, if you want to take it easy on the clicker of your stove, go straight for the gas and woo! There you go. Worked a little better the first time, but yeah. Usually you get 1 or 2 clicks instead of 20, and it preserves the lifetime of your stove. Now when it comes to the meat and onions pan, I actually do a little bit of oil, a little bit of water. The water will evaporate, and you don't want too much oil. You'll find out why, and I actually don't know how long. Later in the video. Turn the heat up on the pasta pot really high, but don't turn the meat and onion pan up too high. You want it just hot enough, because when you add the stuff, because you need to put it in once it's hot, it likes to explode if it's too hot. So just enough. And you do that to sear the outside of the meat. This keeps all the juices inside. Otherwise, it's just kind of chilling in not quite hot enough oil. And that is steamy. It's about ready. So, let me give you a little example. Alright. You can usually hear it a little better. It means I gotta wait like 30 more seconds or whatever. But yeah, that will sear up and preserve the juices. Alright, and at this point, once the meat's down there and everything's searing up nice and good, you come in from a land down under and add your vegetables. Vegetables! Oh, you just kind of make sure your heat's low, pieces are separate, and this is where the water comes in, because as it evaporates, it opens up the onions. Lets everything mesh together. And once it starts to congeal nice and good after about 40 seconds or whatever of being all spread out, then you add the pepper and a dash of salt. Now I like to add my super spicy stuff afterwards so it doesn't get that burnt taste, but salt and pepper likes to activate flavors, so just add that in there right about now. And now that the pasta water is boiling, we can add the pasta. Now I like to cut it in half with my hand, just... Interesting thing about pasta, you break it in half from two ends, it always breaks into 3 pieces. But anyway, they sell it halved already, but that's just fucking lazy. Get the regular shit, pour it out halfway, and then grab it and break it and dump the box out, and then drop the pieces in. And this part is actually why, specifically, you add the oil to the water, is it will keep the pieces from getting too stuck together, which would also keep it from cooking evenly. You don't want one part's cooked correctly, the next bite isn't. That's just weird. So separate the pieces, stir it up good. Now I had a pot I used to have access to that had a lid and a little filter on it, so I didn't actually need a colander. But we're going to be using a colander for this one because that's what we got today. Back over to this goodness that's been steaming up good. Now you can start mixing it around. And you know, don't be too violent with it. You don't want to dirty up your stove. You gotta fold it. You ever make crab cakes? It's like that. You don't want to just shove it around. Be kind of gentle with it and give it a fold. See what I'm smelling? See what I'm smelling? Of course you see what I'm smelling. You can't smell what I'm seeing now. Now some people say to check and see when the pasta is done, you take a piece out and throw it against the wall, see if it's... That's fucking stupid and trolly, and likes to dirty up your wall. So actually extract a piece and fucking eat it. And in fact, what you want is not perfectly done. You want almost done. You'll find out why in a second. Empty out the pot, and then add the pasta sauce in there first, to keep everything from burning, because I did not turn the flame off. Alright, once you got your basic bitch pasta ready to go, this is why you wanted it almost done, and this is why you only used a teeny bit of the oil. Because I'm just going to pour the entire contents of this pan into that pot. That's right, there's no straining, there's no pulling it out, and you want all of that. That is delicious juice, and you want it to go in there. So gently folding and mixing with a low heat, you can see the little juice layer down there. And this is the last little secret. Well, other than whatever bloody spices you want to add, last little secret of my recipe is to put it all together in the pot for the final stage. Now it will become one. Yes, the two become one. Down, 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 down. It's fucking delicious, okay? Ain't that just some sexiness? I tells you. Yes, and make sure that you have a big old insulated cup of Earl Grey tea to keep you going. Salt to taste. Let congeal till it looks fucking amazing. And congratulations, you just spent somewhere around $10 for that much food. You heard me, girls and guys? Excuse me. This is cheap and delicious. And that's pretty much it.